In the depths of the galaxy, the Galactic Council held court over countless star systems, their power unchallenged for millennia. The vast empire had grown fat and complacent, drunk on its own perceived invincibility. Every civilization they encountered fell under their might, forced into submission or wiped out. To them, Earth was just another primitive world in their path, a small, insignificant planet that would bend to their will like all the others. When the Council's emissaries arrived on Earth, their ships were like silver daggers piercing the blue sky. They came with a single message: surrender or be destroyed. Earth's leaders, standing in the shadow of this technological superiority, knew the risks. They understood that humanity was outmatched in every conceivable way, yet they did not flinch. President Elena Rodriguez spoke for all of humanity, her voice calm and unwavering as she addressed the emissaries. "We understand your terms," she said, "and we have considered your demands, but Earth will not surrender." The emissaries were taken aback, their faces masks of disbelief. They had expected fear, panic, a desperate plea for mercy. Instead, they found defiance. They returned to their masters, convinced that the humans were too foolish to recognize the doom that awaited them. The Council dismissed Earth's response as the bravado of a dying world, but they would soon learn that they had underestimated humanity's spirit. 3 months passed, and Earth was silent. The Council spies reported no signs of resistance, no preparations for war. It was as if the planet had accepted its fate. Yet just as the Council was ready to move forward with their invasion, reports began to flood it, disturbing reports. Earth's defense fleet, once a ragtag collection of outdated ships, had begun a series of highly organized maneuvers. Their movements were precise, disciplined, unlike anything the Council had seen from a supposedly primitive race. The Council dismissed these initial reports, assuming it was mere posturing, a last-ditch effort to appear strong. But the evidence continued to mount. Earth was preparing for something big. On the day the Galactic Council convened for their regular session, the chamber was filled with the usual air of arrogance. But that complacency was shattered when the Council's communication systems were suddenly overwhelmed by an unauthorized transmission. A figure appeared on every screen in the chamber. It was President Rodriguez. Her expression was calm but determined, her eyes piercing through the screen with a quiet intensity. "Dear Galactic Council," she began, "we received your ultimatum and have considered your demands. We now understand the true nature of your empire. We have decided to respond in our way." The Council members exchanged incredulous glances. What could this human possibly hope to achieve with mere words? Moments later, their disbelief turned to shock as their screens filled with images of massive human warships emerging from Earth's atmosphere. Each ship was a marvel of engineering, bristling with advanced weaponry and defensive systems far beyond what the Council had believed humans capable of. "Impossible," one of the Council members exclaimed. "How can such a primitive species develop technology like this?" But disbelief quickly gave way to fear. Earth's fleet engaged their hyperdrives and vanished, only to reappear at the edges of the Galactic Council's domain. Within hours, they had penetrated the outer defenses of the Empire and were moving toward the Council's homeworld with frightening speed. Panic spread through the Council chambers. The once mighty rulers of the galaxy, who had never known fear, suddenly felt the cold grip of dread. They scrambled to mount a defense, employing fleets of warships, activating planetary shields, and preparing for the worst. But nothing could prepare them for what was coming. Earth's fleet moved with precision and ferocity. Their ships darted between the Council's defenses like shadows, their weapons striking with pinpoint accuracy. The Council's commanders, once confident in their superiority, found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. They watched in horror as Earth's warships sliced through their ranks, their technology and tactics unmatched by anything the Council had seen before. For every countermeasure the Council attempted, the humans had an answer. Their strategies were bold, their tactics unorthodox. The Galactic Council had never faced an enemy like this. A foe that did not play by the rules, a foe that fought with a fire and determination they could not comprehend. The battle raged on, and soon the Council's once unbreakable defenses began to crumble. The human fleet pushed forward, relentless and unyielding. The Council's leaders, their faces pale with fear, realized they were facing not just a military defeat but the possible end of their empire. President Rodriguez sent a final transmission to the Council. Her message was simple and direct: acknowledge Earth's sovereignty and withdraw your demands, or face complete annihilation. The Council, with little choice left, capitulated. The terms were harsh but fair. Earth would remain independent, free from the Council's grasp. The once mighty Galactic Empire had been humbled, forced to recognize the strength and resolve of a species they had dismissed as weak. As the dust settled, Earth emerged as a new power in the galaxy. The Galactic Council had learned a hard lesson about underestimating humanity, a lesson that would be remembered for generations to come. With the Galactic Council's defeat, a shockwave rippled through the galaxy. Civilizations far and wide heard of Earth's defiance and began to question the authority of their so-called rulers. The Galactic Council, once the unchallenged power in the universe, found itself facing a new era of resistance and rebellion. On Earth, the victory over the Galactic Council was celebrated, but the humans knew they could not rest on their laurels. The galaxy had taken notice, and Earth was now seen as both a beacon of hope and a potential threat. Other species reached out, some seeking alliances, others testing Earth's resolve. Humanity had to be ready for anything. President Rodriguez knew the importance of maintaining unity among Earth's nations. She worked tirelessly to ensure that humanity remained strong and prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead. New alliances were forged, and Earth's technology continued to advance at a rapid pace. Scientists, engineers, and strategists from all corners of the globe came together, sharing knowledge and resources like never before. Earth's fleet expanded, with new ships and weapons being developed, each more advanced than the last. The humans knew that they could not afford to be complacent. They had won one battle, but the war was far from over. Meanwhile, on the Galactic Council's homeworld, the once proud leaders were in disarray. The defeat at the hands of a primitive species had shattered their confidence and exposed their vulnerability. Some called for revenge, while others urged caution, fearing that another conflict with Earth could bring about their complete destruction. But Earth was not interested in conquest. President Rodriguez made it clear that humanity sought peace, not war. She extended a hand of friendship to any species willing to accept it, promising cooperation and mutual respect. However, she also made it clear that Earth would defend itself if necessary. The galaxy was at a crossroads. Many civilizations, inspired by Earth's unexpected resurgence, began to challenge the Council's authority. Uprisings broke out across the Empire, and the once impeachable rulers found themselves struggling to maintain control. The Galactic Council, desperate to regain its former glory, sent emissaries to Earth, hoping to negotiate a new arrangement. They sought to understand the source of humanity's strength, to learn from their resilience and determination. President Rodriguez welcomed them with open arms, willing to share knowledge and technology in exchange for peace and cooperation. And so, a new era began. Earth's influence spread across the galaxy, not through force but through inspiration. The humans, once seen as weak and insignificant, had proven themselves to be a force to be reckoned with, a force that valued freedom, ingenuity, and the spirit of exploration. But Earth's challenges were far from over. As new alliances formed, old enemies plotted in the shadows. The Galactic Council, though humbled, was not defeated. They still harbored resentment and fear toward the humans and were determined to find a way to reclaim their lost power. The Council's spies worked tirelessly, gathering intelligence on Earth's new technologies and strategies. They sought allies among the darker corners of the galaxy, hoping to build a coalition that could challenge humanity's rise. The humans knew they were being watched, but they remained vigilant, always one step ahead. It started with whispers in the dark, a rumor of a new alliance forming, one that sought to undermine Earth's newfound power. The Council, desperate to regain control, had begun to recruit mercenaries, pirates, and rogue states, offering them wealth and power in exchange for their allegiance. Earth's intelligence networks were quick to detect the growing threat. They had learned from their past mistakes and now operated with a level of sophistication that rivaled the Council's own operatives. Spies were sent to infiltrate the enemy ranks, gathering information on their plans and movements. President Rodriguez, aware of the danger, convened a secret council of her own. She brought together the best minds in strategy, technology, and diplomacy to formulate a plan. Earth could not afford to fight a war on all fronts. They needed to outmaneuver their enemies before the conflict could spiral out of control. The humans began to strike from the shadows, disrupting the enemy's supply lines, sabotaging their weapons factories, and turning their allies against them. The Council's coalition, built on greed and fear, began to crumble from within. Distrust and betrayal spread like wildfire, and soon the alliance that had sought to bring down Earth was tearing itself apart. But the Council was not so easily defeated. They launched a series of covert operations, targeting key Earth installations and assassinating prominent leaders. The humans responded in kind,